The naked man sitting on the back of the fire truck? Randy Travis.
Randy Travis shocked everyone when he got arrested for a DUI in 2012. But then things took an even crazier turn when it was revealed that he was actually naked at the time of his arrest. And you'll never believe what really happened that night. Randy hit it big in Nashville in the 80s. His traditional country tunes like Forever and Ever, Amen were popular with pretty much everyone. And Randy also sang gospel music, which is pretty crazy when you think about all his pretty ungodly behavior that was to come. Like many rebel country cowboys, Randy got into a fair amount of trouble in his youth. But he's been honest about all the wrong turns he took in his life, as well as the breakdown of his first marriage to Elizabeth Hatcher. They weren't only husband and wife, because she also managed Randy's singing career. Randy had already seen the highest highs and the lowest lows, but I doubt that anyone saw this coming. It was Tuesday, August 7th, 2012, and something big went down near the tiny town of Tioga, Texas. Randy walked into his usual convenience store in Pilot Point. All he wanted was some packs of smokes. But there was something pretty shocking about the whole situation, because Randy was actually naked, even though he was in public, and it all got worse really fast. Randy took off in his '98 Pontiac Trans Am, and when the police found him later in Grayson County, it was unbelievable. Randy's car was totaled, and he was lying in the middle of the road, you guessed it, completely naked. But it got even crazier if you can believe this. Randy, who was hugely popular with the locals in that area, started acting kind of weird with the police. He got real angry and said some pretty unbelievable things. I mean, the officers knew Randy had to be under the influence of something when they heard this. Randy threatened them, saying that he would use a weapon on them, and it didn't end there. Randy told the cops that he hoped they would all get struck by cancer, which is honestly super insane. But the police apparently remained in control and polite. Maybe if he weren't a country star, Randy would have regained his senses, gone to court, pleaded guilty, paid a fine, and done probation. He also probably should have apologized for this entire incident. That didn't exactly happen. During his arrest, law enforcement did a breathalyzer on Randy. He came in at twice the legal limit, which was honestly unbelievable. But what made this whole thing even worse and way more bizarre was that it all got recorded on the police car's dash video. And Randy's arrest video ended up taking on an infamous life of its own. But Randy's Texas troubles were only beginning. On August 23rd, 2012, Randy sat in his parked car by a Baptist church in Plano, Texas. But the church was the last thing on Randy's mind. He ended up in a fight in the church parking lot with the ex-husband of Mary Davis. Mary is now his second wife. But back to Randy's troubles. On August 24th, the police accused Randy of assault. Then on August 25th, police in Frisco found one of Randy's trucks crashed and abandoned in a field. And I can only tell you two good things about that incident. One, Randy wasn't hurt. Two, he wasn't responsible for that car wreck. Still, people around town and fans around the world got more and more concerned for Randy. And the people in Tioga were even coming to Randy's defense. A local restaurant owner named James Hilliard said that Randy got mistreated because he was famous. James also said that he never heard of Randy abusing any substances, although I don't think that's entirely true, because back in February 2012, Randy got charged with public intoxication. It turns out that police found him with an open bottle of wine in a church parking lot. Still, the locals loved him. They said that Randy fit in great in their small town. I mean, it's nice when the town has your back, but that arrest video was still coming back to haunt Randy. After the arrest, he spent years fighting to keep the dash cam video locked up. Randy even took it all the way to federal court. But on December 4th, 2017, Randy received some bad news. A Texas judge said that Randy's arrest video could not remain private, which meant that Randy's naked arrest video got released to the public, which was obviously extremely embarrassing for him. But Randy's nightmares were just beginning. On July 7th, 2013, Randy got rushed to a Dallas hospital. It turned tragic quickly. He already had heart troubles, but then he also suffered a massive stroke. It stole away his speech, voice, and ability to play guitar. And doctors told Randy's second wife, Mary, the worst. Randy barely had a 2% chance of survival, which is pretty insane to think about, considering we know that he somehow beat those odds. That was obviously a super difficult time for everyone, but people really came out and showed their support for Randy. Mary recalled getting heaps of fan mail for him daily, and she apparently read him every single letter. Country singer Josh Turner, who idolizes Randy and also has a deep singing voice, visited Randy in the hospital. And what Josh saw was shocking. Randy's bandaged, bloody head was a lot to take in. It was tough on Josh, but it didn't stop him. Josh sang and played a mini concert for Randy, and Randy's reactions can make you cry. According to Josh, Randy couldn't speak, but he smiled, nodded, and enjoyed Josh's performance for a brief moment. But Josh went on to reveal something even sadder. When he went back to see Randy in the hospital, Josh got the scariest sight. Randy was nothing but skin and bones. Josh cried hard after leaving Randy's hospital room. He was sure that Randy wasn't going to make it. Thankfully, life can sometimes throw a miracle your way. Josh played a concert in Texas a couple months later, and he couldn't believe who knocked on the door of his tour bus. It was Randy and his wife Mary, and Josh was completely shocked. He said that Randy's hair was growing back, and he'd even put some weight on his bones. Josh went on to say that Randy looked like his old self, and then Josh complimented his friend and idol. He called Randy one tough cat and said that he respected him even more. And wait until you hear what Randy's wife Mary said. Mary revealed that she prayed hard for that miracle after the doctors gave her some shocking news. They said that Randy should be taken off life support and left to pass away. But Mary got a sign from above. Randy seemed unconscious, but he squeezed her hand, and it's heartbreaking to hear what Mary said. She apparently watched a tear falling from Randy's eyes. So Mary got strong for both of them, and she told the doctors that they were going to fight this. And Randy and Mary did keep fighting it together. And they're still fighting it to this day. Even though Randy's recovery has been difficult since he's had to learn to walk again, and it's still difficult for him to speak, let alone sing, Randy keeps fighting. And 2 years later, he and his love Mary got married, and something else unbelievable and uplifting happened too. Randy got inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2016, and he stunned everyone. Randy stood up during his induction and sang Amazing Grace. It was honestly extremely touching. Randy's had a pretty amazing career so far. He's sold 25 million plus albums and had 22 #1 hits. He's also won 6 Grammys and published a best-selling memoir about the highs and lows of his life. Things might never be like they were, but one thing's for sure: Randy Travis is a survivor. But what do you guys think? Did you know about Randy's bizarre arrest? Were you aware of his struggles with his health? Let me know in the comments below.